Some things in this world are better left unsaid. Throughout human history, great kingdoms and rulers have fallen only because they were tempted by material goods, for a wise person lives by wisdom, not by gold. Luxury and wealth can disappear instantly due to market fluctuations, catastrophes, theft, and so on. Therefore, remain detached from material things to attain happiness. Be ready to lose wealth with composure if fate decides so. Also, do not succumb to the desire to boast about your valuable possessions. This creates envy in those around you and contributes to dissatisfaction in society, since people are fixated on wealth. It is better to be content with the simple and necessary rather than endless accumulation. Focus on cultivating your character and intellect rather than inflating your lifestyle. Ethical use of wealth demonstrates wisdom and compassion. Possessing wealth gives pleasure, but the wise person seeks inner peace, which brings true, lasting satisfaction that does not depend on external conditions. In conversations, try to enrich minds and lives, not display everything. Wise people tend to downplay their wealth and emphasize that it is better used for good. They understand that satisfaction comes from within and through helping others, not from possessions alone. Follow their example and avoid excessive discussion of property. Other people's shortcomings and mistakes. The Stoics warn against excessive discussion of other people's shortcomings and mistakes. As Marcus Aurelius advised, limit yourself to the present day. Fixating on others' flaws and wrongdoings is ultimately unproductive. We are all imperfect and make mistakes along life's path. No one attains virtue instantly. Instead of harsh judgment, sympathize with why people sometimes act clumsily or harmfully. Often it is connected to past traumas, fear, or manipulation by misinformation. With compassion, we remember that only by God's mercy do we ourselves avoid faults. Direct your energy toward diligent work on cultivating wisdom, ethics, and excellence in your own life. Lead by example. Actions speak louder than complaints about external things you cannot control. When people behave improperly, respond with patience and rational persuasion, not reactive anger. We exist to support each other in growth and learning at every stage. Stoics understand our shared human fallibility. By condemning or insulting others, you mainly emphasize that from their point of view, you most likely appear just as imperfect. Stay humble. Of course, enlightened discussion of ethical norms and ways of self-improvement is appropriate among colleagues, but gossip that exaggerates faults without context breeds negative feelings in others. Avoid this. Your ambitious plans and desires. As Epictetus advised, do not surrender to dreams about what you do not have, but count the blessings you do possess, and then gratefully remember how you would long for them if they were not yours. It is best to keep any lofty goals or hopes secret until you bring them to life by disciplined effort. Avoid feeding pride with bold future goals that may not come to pass. Let your actions and completed deeds speak for themselves. Strive above all for virtue, wisdom, compassion, and inner excellence. Do not crave external rewards such as fame, status, or wealth as ends in themselves. Joy comes from living rightly, not from applause. Maintain full presence and gratitude for what you have in your life. Perform simple duties carefully and energetically. A good life is built from small moral steps rather than distant glory. Of course, share plans and mutually encourage close ones who support your growth and hold you accountable, but do not succumb to the broader temptation of vanity by promising too much. And if achievements or opportunities come to you, let them come unnoticed as the natural result of your principles. Physical pleasures. The Stoics advise minimizing talk of physical pleasures and indulgence. As Epictetus said, limit your enjoyment of bodily pleasures so that you never depend on them. Excessive discussion of appetites connected to sex, rest, and other sensual pleasures strengthens these passing desires, but the wise detach from momentary delights as from clouds drifting by. Practice moderation and self-discipline when receiving any lawful sensual pleasures. Do not let them tempt you into losing reason and self-control. Serenely enjoy such pleasures in proper measure and then purposefully move on. Instead, direct your life energy toward developing virtues such as wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. They bring true happiness independent of external circumstances, unlike fleeting pleasures that lure like siren songs. Always strive to master your desires rather than become their slave due to lack of restraint. Control your passions. Do not let them dictate your thoughts and actions. Maintain sovereignty of mind. Of course, there is a time for light-hearted fun with loved ones, but in general remain focused on higher goals and conduct. Do not trade long-term fulfillment for momentary pleasures that vanish like fog under sunlight. Aim in your speech to inspire others to also live rationally, ethically, and purposefully. Elevate conversation above unchanging appetites and turn it into a rich exchange of ideas. The difficulties you face. The Stoics advise against excessively discussing the difficulties and problems you face. As Marcus Aurelius said, the art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. Difficulties are inevitable. Meeting them with irritation and lack of resilience often creates exaggerated negativity that infects your own mind and those who indulge it. Look at difficulties in perspective. See trials and pain as opportunities to demonstrate and strengthen such virtues as courage, justice, patience, and wisdom. Overcoming difficulties cultivates character and leadership qualities. Face adversity with dignity and composure. Do not share the details of your struggle with others unnecessarily. Maintain your self-control and cope with difficulties rationally without demanding consolation. Of course, turn to close ones for support when it is truly necessary. Growth comes through properly absorbing hard lessons. Reflect on each trial to understand what it reveals about life and about yourself. Persistently break through the darkest nights to see the coming dawn. Do not stop practicing. You will preserve stability during life's ups and downs, neither inflating from praise nor collapsing from criticism. You become the eye of the hurricane, centered within while storms rage outside. Treat difficulties philosophically in order to grow. Your achievements and honors. The Stoics warn against excessive boasting about your achievements and merits. As Seneca said, true joy comes from virtue, not from trophies. Remain humble even in the face of great accomplishments. Avoid arrogance and pride in your talents and success. Attribute them partly to the help of others, to luck, and to the blessings of nature, not only to your own superiority. No one achieves success alone. Pay any prosperity forward. Use your achievements as an opportunity to uplift society and make others' lives better. Fame and wealth may come, but strive for excellence for its own sake, not for status. View external recognition as a reason for greater responsibility, not pride. Achievements entail obligations to continue using your gifts wisely. Remain a humble student on the path to mastery. Continue improving and surpassing yourself rather than clinging to outdated accomplishments. Yesterday's victories mean nothing if they are not developed. Of course, celebrate progress and allow yourself satisfaction, but do not fixate on merits and trophies. True joy comes from right actions, not from claims, gossip, and rumors. The Stoics strongly warned against thoughtless gossip and rumor spreading. As Marcus Aurelius advised, resist the tongue's desire to spread falsehoods. Empty talk about others distracts from purpose. Do not fixate on petty comments and speculation. Consider the content and effect of your speech. Are your words positive, useful, and responsible? Ask not only whether something is true, but whether it is good. Direct conversations to meaningful topics such as ethics, nature, learning, and ways to bring benefit into the world. Be inspired. Of course, when necessary, openly discuss problems and even shortcomings to improve your community, but without unnecessary details added for savoring scandal. Speak with nuance, context, compassion. Empty gossip produces distraction from purpose and dissatisfaction by exaggerating flaws without addressing them. The more we fixate on shadows, the darker life appears. Direct your tongue and hearing toward that which elevates. Care about how we communicate. Elevate your exchange of ideas. Do not sink into affairs unworthy of our shared divinity. Proper speech uplifts everyone. The injustice of fate. The Stoics advise against excessive lamenting over perceived injustice in life's circumstances. As Epictetus said, events unfold not according to hopes and schedules, but complaints about injustice you cannot control only create new troubles. You cannot dictate reality beyond external conditions. Do not waste energy endlessly complaining about hardships and misfortunes that can no longer be changed. The past is cement. Instead, direct your strength toward responding with wisdom and virtue. When facing trials, seek opportunities to demonstrate courage, justice, endurance, and transcendent purpose. Take the right actions to improve what is within your power. Accept the rest. With practice, you stay unmoved by ups and downs you cannot influence, neither burning with resentment over bad luck nor taking good fortune personally. You flow with the current of events as they come. Of course, strive to correct injustice, but do not resent what cannot be changed. In difficulties, seek meaning and growth, not merely causes to blame. Suffering is part of life. How you respond defines you. Do not burden others by fixating on injustice. Meet what comes with self-control, good spirit, and determination to shine light. Your behavior matters. Death and mortality. The Stoics advise refraining from constant anxious talk about death and mortality. As Seneca said, "Let us prepare our minds as if we were approaching the very end of life. Let us put off nothing." Death hovering nearby gives life purpose. Prioritize. The inevitability of death should motivate you to use your time diligently for good, but fixation on it produces painful fear that distracts from purpose. Accept the uncertainty of death calmly. It cannot be escaped. Live each day as if it were your last. Do not delay expressions of love, forgiveness, adventure, and creative joy. See time as precious and fleeting. Use the moments given to you to the maximum. Be ready for death by putting your affairs in order, healing relationships, and realizing your potential. Do not cling to life when your season is already past. Go toward the unknown with peace. Of course, observe reasonable precautions and avoid unnecessary dangers, but do not define yourself by avoiding mortality. Meaning in life can be found by accepting it bravely, not hiding from death. Remember that death gives context to what is most important here and now. Prioritize by evaluating choices in light of limited time. Invest this fleeting existence wisely. Do not waste it. Life is a gift of even greater generosity. The future. The Stoics warn against excessive discussion and worry about the uncertain future. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Look within, there lies the source of goodness, and it will always flow if you continue to dig." It is natural to think about the future and make reasonable plans, but fixation on controlling future outcomes only creates anxiety, since what will happen in the end is not in your full power. Instead, live each day usefully, with wisdom and service. The present moment is the only time truly in your control. Use the moment now. Of course, predict and prepare for upcoming events, but do not surrender to memories and dreams at the expense of fulfilling present duties. Maintain perspective. When you catch yourself living in the future, return to the present. Ask whether your thoughts contribute to real action or only drain energy. Practice interacting with life in a way that each minute is met with awareness of its arrival. This is how you build a life filled with meaning that flows well. Trust that by bringing your character and behavior in harmony with eternal virtues, you will be ready to meet whatever life brings in the future. Live fully in each moment. Do not burden others with excessive worries about hypotheticals. If these Stoic lessons resonated with you today, do not hesitate to begin a Stoic discussion, for that is exactly what great Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca encouraged. If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like it. And if you want more content like this, subscribe and click the bell. Thank you for watching, and as always, I hope you find peace and calm.